1911. Today's video with the ammunition and the supplies were provided by Botash, which is a one-stop tactical superstore. If you've not been to their website, I highly recommend checking it out. If you live close and are in the area, meaning if you're in California, Arizona, Nevada, stop by and check them out. You could show up naked and leave fully tacked out and kitted out. All right, hey there. This is Stormy 1911 doing a quick unboxing and review of the brand new Glock 43X with the Aimpoint COA mount. We'll go ahead and open it up and see what we got. I guess the first thing I noticed right off the top is how narrow this COA mount is. And you look at this Glock 43 slide and you can see from that standpoint just how narrow that mount is on the slide. And I guess the other thing that I noticed right away is what a great mounting system. They've really got this mount set up in such a way that it is completely wedged in and held back by the actual rear sight. So the rear sight looks to be a steel sight with torque screws that actually holds the back of that mount in. So first impressions on this are really well engineered, and I've not seen an Aimpoint sight like this. Wow, and the window is much, much larger than I would have expected. Comparing the window to the Aimpoint Acros, the Acros feel like there's a big black border around the edge, and these COAs are, there's a border there, but man, it is much, much slimmer. I guess the other thing I noticed too is out here in the west, the sun is pretty low, and what I'm used to is a lot of starburst typically off the front of Trijicon RMRs and even some of the Holosuns. The EPSs are much different, but two things: I get little to no reflection, and the sun is literally going down right in front of me, and I have no starburst. The other thing that I really like is, on a personal note, I have an astigmatism in my dominant eye, and for those of you with that astigmatism causes those dots to teardrop out and become fuzzy. For whatever reason, this dot is probably the clearest dot I have ever seen. I guess it reminds me a lot of other Aimpoint things of just how clear that is. So really impressed, actually. Let's take a couple shots here. We're just using plain ball ammunition here. Let's see what we got. While I'm unloading this, I'll just take a minute, and I want to thank the folks at Botash for getting one of these for me. They've been a little bit hard to get a hold of. I guess the demand is pretty high, but wanted to thank the folks over there that were able to supply this gun for this quick review. So let's go ahead and shoot it real quick and see how she does. I would have expected the 43X, they are definitely snappy. However, that dot is absolutely fantastic from a tracking standpoint. Really like that. All right, Stormy 1911 here with the Glock 19 COA. Just some first initial reactions. Similar to the 43X, just again, how impressive the width of that sight is compared to the slide. In fact, on the 19, the sight is just a tad narrower than the slide itself. Looks absolutely fantastic. And again, like the 43, just super clear, super clean dot. Just a really, really clean dot on these. Personally, I like the 19 a little bit more from a hand size standpoint. I have more to hold on to from a support hand standpoint. That feels better. Just as a note, I did change the trigger on this to a Timney trigger, which I do like for Glocks. In fact, we'll be doing a review here in a little bit on the Glock match trigger as well. But nonetheless, this is just, and what I'm impressed by is I'm not a Glock shooter typically. I have Glocks and I shoot Glocks, but Glocks are not my passion. However, what I do like about this is normally with Glocks, because the grip angle, I'm having to adjust to find my sights or get sights lined up. What I find with this dot, as soon as I press out, the dot is right there. And I think that's a feature that I really like from a standpoint. It changes Glocks for me. Something I'll have to reevaluate going forward. Let's take a couple shots and see how this does. Again, just standard ball ammo, range ammo, 115 grain. Again, while I'm doing this, I want to thank the folks from Botash for allowing me to get my hands on one of these early, because again, these appear to be fairly hard to get a hold of. So let's see what this feels like. Wow, that dot is fantastic. And I do like the 19 from a standpoint of being able to hold on. Much easier for me to hold on to. More meat on the frame for my support hand, and a much better position for my thumb. That's all personal preference. I think when it comes to concealed carry guns, little guns are great. It just requires a lot more discipline to be able to shoot them and shoot them well. But nonetheless, super impressed with that optic. I know Glock has an agreement with Aimpoint, and these will be exclusive to Glock for a period of time. Not sure what that period of time is, but I will tell you that this is a fantastic optic. Super impressed with what I see so far.